All I wanted was to bring people together.
No! No!
Ugh, what a terrible way to start episode 2. Alright, so, if you've seen the episode already, you know the thing I want to get to with this review. So I want to be kind of brief with these, other things. I'm gonna still say my points, but, I really just want to skip over most of this scene. This scene is really stupid. I'm hating Robin more and more, and because of YouTube's algorithm, you can't swear in the first, couple minutes of your videos, otherwise you can't monetize it, and Robin really makes me want to swear. She's just, everything she's saying is annoying and dumb and just I don't understand why would you detain all 4 people and then put them right next to each other in these holding cells, right next to, Jacques and Watts are right next to each other. And why are you also putting Jacques next to Robin, who also hate each other, and why are they see-through and you can talk to them? It's just a dumb scene. It feels like the scene is in here just because, they wanted something kind of edgy looking. Especially this, police brutality moment.
You do realize you've already caught me?
Not only does it, just leave a bad taste in my mouth because of current events in the world, but it's just so edgy. It's just oozing edgy. And, the rest of the episode is way better if you just forget about the scene.
At least I am not a murderer.
He didn't kill anybody.
We can kill the man who put us here.
So this whole episode is much more similar to what I expected from episode 1, which I think is fine. Specifically, it's the lighthearted jokes, sprinkled throughout the episode, which I'm gonna say it right now. I think it's a good thing. I like the show because of the moments the kids smile. Our characters don't need to be doom and gloom and sad all the time, which was a big thing when this scene was teased at Comic-Con or something. I saw some people on Reddit, and they were like, it's so tonally off, Yang is so happy, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, shut up. It's just because the tone is a bit more dire than usual, you can't expect the characters to just be grumpy and sad all the time. I don't like seeing that. Ren is being a real grump during this episode, and I don't like seeing his character be in such a negative headspace. And Yang, I think this is an important moment to point out that she is recovering. A big argument was Yang has gone through her PTSD stuff and then losing her arm and whatever. Yang very clearly was suffering from depression for a good while during volumes 5 through 6, and she's been recovering. And that's a part of recovering is you get to be happy again. Depression sucks and it's hard, but having depression doesn't mean you're just a downer all the time. It's very much highs and lows. You have good days, you have bad days, and seeing Yang be able to put on a smile is a good sign to show she is recovering. Not only that, for Yang, it's always been very apparent that her thrill-seeking has been a very good form of escapism for her, We've seen it from the very beginning. She likes going out and partying and stuff, and it's very much because that makes her happy. It makes it easy for her to put on a smile so she can put the other crap out of her mind, whether it was hunting down her mom when she was a kid, or, dealing with trying to find Raven and get back up with her team during volumes 5. These thrill-seeking adventures is her escapism, and I don't see anything wrong with her putting on a smile during these moments, especially since she's doing this because she thinks this is the right thing to do. In her mind, she's doing good. Would you not be happy by doing something that you see as a positive for both yourself and the people around you? So I'm fine with the lighthearted moments. Hell, I'm fine with the jokes here and there. They seem just sprinkled kind of randomly, which is... RWBY's never been great with tone, keeping tone, but it's not nearly as bad as last time, where after having, super serious conversation with Ironwood, we dive into the scene of wacky, zany, Looney Tunes stretch physics. It's much more subtle here, and Miles wrote this episode. He's the only one who worked on writing this one, and I think this is one of his best episodes so far. He's shown that he has improved dialogue scenes with each other. He still seems to be struggling with finding words to say other than just explaining what they're doing or explaining how they feel, which is a pitfall he and Carrie have seemed to fall into beforehand. But he's done much better. I liked this episode. This was a good episode. I know I was pretty negative about the Robin thing. It's because I really don't like Robin. And I think it's good to balance out the heavy moments with lighthearted moments. And this episode does a pretty good job balancing the two. It's a little bit jarring, specifically with Ruby talking to Penny. How it's like, we're super serious in this moment. Lol, look, this is the SDC shipping company. Super serious moment about Penny's emotions. Lol, watch this funny shoot gag that we came up with. It's a bit like back and forth, but it's not as severe as it was. And I do appreciate the brevity in these scenes, you know. I'm really enjoying this duality we're seeing with Oscar and Penny. They both are in very similar situations where they have a power put upon them that they did not necessarily want, but they have to live with it now. And I think this is going to be a fun duality between them. I'm hoping we get to explore this more between the two, because I think that could be a really good thing to help develop both Oscar and Penny's characters. So I'm going to keep my eye on this. I'm hopeful about this plot point.
You think anything's going to stop a honey badger when it's hungry? Nothing.
I like this episode. Has done a very good job showing that we have our bike attack style, and it's still fun to watch. Like, it's been entertaining to watch the kids fight on their hover bikes, which was something I was a little worried about. But they did a great job. Very good choreography with this. And I like this thing that fighting the Grimm is a challenge for them, not because the Grimm are hard to beat, which I like that. They've never been a threat, really, especially the small, like, Goomba-esque Grimms. Like, they kill these Grimm pretty easily. It's not so much that they're hard to beat, it's that they're overcome with it. There's a lot. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. It'll tire you out because the Grimm won't stop. So that's the thing that is the real threat, is they just keep on coming. You're gonna run out of energy eventually. Which I like that. I like this approach that we're going with.
What was that? This is the worst!
Alright, here it is. The moment you've been waiting for. I know this is the only thing you really want to hear me talk about. The Hound. Oh, what a cool Grimm. This is another one to put into the ranks of cool, creepy Grimm that we have on here. Because, wow, that attack on Oscar was probably one of the most vicious Grimm attacks we've seen. Because, like, damn. Fucking ragdolled him. That was intense. It was insane. And it talks. What is that about? Well, what I was sitting there thinking about, because this is very, very intriguing. Because not only does it talk, but it has wings. Like weird bug-like wings, and it's smart. So I immediately went into over hyperdrive and started theorizing about what this is. So let's go into a mini theory moment with Critter, alright? So first I was like, maybe if I could figure out what this is, what fairy tale this is, it would help me figure something out. And I came up with a couple of ideas. The first thing that came to mind was Fox and the Hound and The Hounds from Baskerville. That second one is a Sherlock Holmes book, in case you should read it, it's really good. But other than the name, The Hound, there really isn't anything to go off of with those two ideas. Moving forward, I then thought of maybe werewolf, because it does look very humanoid, and it is half human, half wolf-like, which might be a thing, but I also considered maybe this is a more direct response of Big Bad Wolf, because the Bad Wolves have been a sort of Big Bad Wolf stand-in for RWBY, being Red Riding Hood, but there has yet to be one specific Big Bad Wolf for our kids to face, and this could be that. But what is it? Why can it talk? Why can it do these things? Well, theory mode activated. So what I was thinking is, so we have seen Salem's council chamber, and there have been 2 empty seats. Now, I never really thought much of this. I figured it was just like placeholder art assets to make her room look bigger and longer and still be symmetrical. I didn't think much of it, but now looking back, it's like, well, what if there was someone supposed to be there? What if there was 2 other people in her council? Maybe Talk was one of them because we knew she was. Maybe she just was one of those seats at one point in time. But What if this was someone else? What if there was another member of Salem's crew, evil crew, who got turned into this Hound Grim? Specifically, what I'm thinking, similar in way to how Cinder has her Grim arm. And people have noticed before that it's taking over her arm, kind of. And based off of that shot in the opening, it seems like that might be an issue that's happening for her. What if someone had a Grim replacement at some point in time, and that took over them and they became the Hound? But who would it be? I don't know if there's anyone specific. I've seen theories floating around that it was Summer. I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure they would if they're smart enough to say no, I'm pretty sure they'd be smart enough to recognize Yang, one of their children, and they didn't do that. So I don't think it's Summer, but that is a fun theory. I just don't agree with it. I think this is a very, very, very intriguing element to the story that I was not expecting. I expected just a really big Grim that was tough to beat. And, no. It's more than that. We're at the point now where I really have no idea what to expect anymore. We've done everything that I knew of, based off of the, trailer and, like, scenes that they've shown us, which happened pretty quickly. I don't know what's gonna happen moving forward, and I'm super excited to see it. We've gotten very little from RWBY's team so far, and I want to know, like, what's gonna happen with their subplot. I imagine it's gonna be a bit more political based, be like talking with Winter, see Jacques again, the other Schnees, the Aesops, maybe Ironwood. I imagine that's gonna happen, but this new Grim thing happening with John's team, wow. I think it's super smart and very, very exciting. So, I wanted to, now that I've gotten to the part you all wanted to hear about, I just had a couple of other side thoughts that I wanted to throw out just for this episode, because I feel like this episode was very good, but this also is a very, like, kind of empty episode. The fun part was the Grim at the end, and it was a very well done moment, but everything leading up to that moment was mostly, it was set up, which is good. We've set up everything, we're continuing to expand what we're doing plot-wise. But there was a couple things with this episode that I did enjoy, not that, other than just the Hound. First of all, I really love seeing Jean's positivity when talking with the citizens. It's a very good character trait of Jean that we haven't seen in a long while, because he's been dealing with his own problems, with Pyrrha and whatever. I'm glad, I like seeing him be upbeat again. Similar to Yang, I like seeing the characters reach a recovery stage where they can be happy again. I find it very interesting, like, it's very apropos that Oscar says this.
It should not be this hard getting people to just cooperate.
Osmond was trying to unite humanity, but it's hard to unite humanity when it's even such a simple, small task, it gets so much backlash. So many people fighting against it, complaining about it. Even though it would be the benefit of you, benefit of others, everyone would be safe, you still gotta sit there and complain about it. It's hard to unite humanity when not everyone is willing to go even just such a small distance for someone else. I love the way they're doing May's and Fiona's semblances now, because this looks way cooler than this, and this looks much better than this. I think I hope the animation team and the writers and everybody have, like, listened to the criticism that everyone's semblances look the same and it's fucking boring, because these look much more stylized, and I appreciate it now. I hope we continue to play around with fun. We haven't seen Joanna's semblance, I don't remember, at least. Maybe we can play around with something fun with her. I would love to see it. And we just, great voice acting from Lindsay here.
That was a lie. And he was only saying it to hurt you.
She has gotten a lot better, and I appreciate the fact that she is improving, RWBY was very hard to listen to. Her voice was very high-pitched and annoying, and I'm glad Lindsay is taking strides to improve on it, and she's doing a very, very good job. And I also really like how Jean is the lead. Like, when Oscar got nabbed by the Hound, Ren and Yang turned to Jean, because he is still the leader. I was really worried they were basically going to make Yang, like, the new leader of Team Juniper, and I'm glad they didn't do that, because Yang would not make it for a good leader, and she ultimately doesn't want to be the leader, which I think was a misconception people had from last time with her argument with RWBY. It's not that she wants to be the leader, it's just that she doesn't think RWBY's doing the best job. And I'm glad Jean is, in fact, keeping his role as the leader of Team Juniper. I really like that. I don't really have much else to say. Let's finish this up with looking at my bingo board. I only marked one thing off, and it's the Happy Huntresses one. I feel like not only have I gotten a lot of Happy Huntresses just with these last 2 episodes, much more than we got with all of last volume, but it's also pretty apparent that we're going to be seeing them regularly, or at least somewhat regularly, throughout the rest of this volume, which is great. I'm really excited for it. May is adorable and cool, and I love her. Joanna's a badass, and Fiona's like the sweetest little thing in the world, and her uncle is super cute too. So that's where we're moving forward, and honestly, I'm really excited. Like, I was excited after episode 1, but now I'm really excited. Like, I think I have high hopes for this volume, and I'm super intrigued where we're going to move forward from here. And I want to hear all of your thoughts and opinions as well. Just everything. Every single theory you can think of involving the Hound, I want them in my comments. Leave them all. I want to read every single one. And just thank you so much for watching this video. I want to hear everything you guys have to say. Quick shout out to my $10 patrons. You're all amazing. Knockout, Michael, James Dodds, Cool Duck, Andrew, Raymeal, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, and G Extreme. You're all amazing. Thank you all so much. And I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on everything. This volume, anything that I had to say, like Yang being happy, how do you feel about that? The Hound, just thoughts and theories on the Hound. Everything and everything. I want to hear everything you guys have to say, because I'm having so much fun. I hope you're as excited as I am. How are your bingo boards going, if you have one? Let me know. Just leave them in the comments. And I can't wait for next week. I can't wait to see you guys there. And have a great one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.